Hello, and welcome to Around the Political World with John Rothman. I am your host, John Rothman. If you're a fan of the show, make sure to hit the follow button on the top right of Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you are listening at this very moment. When you hit follow, leave a review or share an episode with a friend. It helps other people discover the show, keeps us going, and expands our base, which, of course, is our goal. I want to talk with you this morning about the presidential campaign. It's hard to believe that there really is only 2 weeks left, and millions of Americans have already voted, and soon we will know the outcome of this election. But I want to begin with a little history. Donald Trump has suggested that if he were president of the United States, he would want to invoke the Enemy Alien Act of 1789, otherwise known as the Alien and Sedition Act. You all understand that that act, signed into law by President John Adams, gave the president the power to deport any alien considered dangerous. And it attacked a core value, free speech, the right to criticize the government. I want you to understand very clearly that when Donald Trump talks about invoking the Alien and Sedition Act, what you're talking about is something that is intolerable for the United States of America. It's something that, frankly, no president should be able to invoke. You understand that. I understand that. But clearly Donald Trump does not. I want to talk to you about vulgarity in American politics. Vulgarity, that's right. I would even say it is a dangerous trend when a candidate for president of the United States can speak about the genitalia of a major sports figure. That's right, Donald Trump described Arnold Palmer being in the shower and how people admired his penis size. Now look, I've been in politics a long time, and I must tell you that never have I heard a presidential candidate use such terms as Donald Trump is using. It is, to me, absolutely appalling, and one that we need to understand very clearly. And may I say, if I were teaching an elementary school class and I were talking about the presidential election, how could I use Donald Trump's statement about Arnold Palmer as a guide? Do you understand? I want to talk with you about the use of religion in a campaign. Donald Trump is opposed to a woman's right to choose. He's trying to modify it slightly, but we understand his intent. And of course, the question then becomes, how does Donald Trump view the Catholic Church? Well, his argument now is that the Democrats are anti-Catholic. That's right. And he proved it by not going all the way on this question of criticizing Kamala Harris for not attending the Al Smith dinner. There is a question, a deep divide in this country over the question of a woman's right to choose, the question of abortion, if you will. And that is why women are going to turn out in overwhelming numbers, and men, to vote against Donald Trump, because we understand that when Donald Trump says that he was going to put justices on the court who would overturn Roe v. Wade, he was taking a very strong stand against a woman's right to control her own body. What's interesting to me is that now the issue of Catholics and how they vote is critical, and the Republicans are betting on the fact that if you are anti-abortion, you will turn out more voters who will vote against a woman's right to choose, and that means he thinks more Catholics. To talk about Donald Trump's comments about Jews is even more appalling. He says if he loses the election, it'll be because of Jews, who are crazy if they vote for Kamala Harris. There is something to think about in the post-election period. If the election is close and there are challenges, don't you understand that Donald Trump supporters may well blame the Jews for his defeat? I want to talk about America First. The fact that Donald Trump is running on an America First position. And of course, you and I understand that America First invokes the memory of many, many bigoted campaigns, particularly America First, back in 1940 and 41. There is a fear that I have about what is happening in this campaign. I spoke with some friends last night and described the question of polarization. There is a denial on the part of the Republicans that this will be a free and fair election. What's even more shocking is that more and more people who are voting for Donald Trump accept the idea that if he loses, it will be because of fraud. I point this out because one of the things that makes America so special is the fact that we believe in the integrity of our elections. Listen carefully. There was little or no fraud in the election of 2020. Donald Trump did not have the election stolen from him. And yet Donald Trump and his running mate, J.D. Vance, continue to advance the idea that the election was stolen from Donald Trump. This is something we all need to think about very carefully. And there is something else which we need to understand. Repeatedly, Donald Trump has been attacking FEMA. He is suggesting that FEMA is out of money, and the reason is because money is being spent to resettle illegal immigrants. That's what he says, illegal migrants, as he puts it. Let me explain that FEMA has $8.5 billion in the bank, that they are fulfilling their obligations following the two disasters which took place, Hurricane Helene and, of course, Hurricane Milton. You understand and I understand that spreading this kind of attack on FEMA is part of Donald Trump's plan to undermine what we know is a government that is working for the people. Why am I raising these issues with you? Because with 14 days to go and passions on the rise and clear divisions in the country, we have to call out something that Donald Trump is doing. Disinformation, misinformation, Donald Trump is doing it. And the question is, how will it impact voters? That's something we all have to think about in the days ahead. Thanks for tuning into another episode of Around the Political World with John Rothman. Make sure to follow along and let me know your thoughts on the show by leaving a review on Apple Podcasts and sharing an episode with a friend or colleague so we can continue to grow and expand. And of course, I want to urge you, be in touch with me, either by email or, if you will, by LinkedIn or Facebook. I want to hear your comments. And of course, our deep appreciation to the wonderful producer of this podcast, Go-Go Zoger. This is John Rothman, and you are listening to Around the Political World with John Rothman. See you tomorrow.